This is the case against Jackie's Warrior. Judges Wapner, Reinhold, and Dredd are in attendance.
Trust the Profits Breeders' Cup coverage is brought to you by PlayUp Racebook, the most horse player friendly racebook in the industry. PlayUp Racebook is always your best bet.
Okay, this is the case against Jackie's Warrior. As I said before, we are challenging some of the heavy favorites in the Breeders' Cup. I drew Jackie's Warrior. What are we working with here? 17 races, lifetime, 12 wins, 4 of those in 5 races in 2022. So recent winner, not really fading. 5-year-old sprint specialist, 10 straight races with an equibase speed figure of over 100. 4 to 5 favorite in Breeders' Cup Sprint G1 race, and has already won 5 G1. So that's not exactly an issue. But let's build up that case, shall we? Let's look at the race run last year. 6th place finish for Jackie's Warrior. What went wrong? Okay. You can see right here, there was a buildup around Jackie's Warrior early on. Jackie's Warrior wants the front, right? You could see it in every one of his races, wants the front, and was challenged by about 3 to 4 horses the entire race. Matera Bay, Special Reserve especially, Dr. Shivel. Jackie's Warrior started to fade hard down the stretch. Dr. Shivel took over and then was overtaken by Aloha West, who's hanging out back here, the number 5 horse. So Jackie's Warrior being challenged, getting worn down. Now, let's look at this year. The most recent race Jackie's Warrior was in was the Forgo Stakes. Not a huge field here even. We're talking about 7 horses. Came in 2nd place. Jackie's Warrior got pressed by Pipeline early on, heavily. Same thing that we saw in the previous race. And once again, down the stretch here, faded a little bit. And then Cody's Wish took over and closed out the race, 7 furlong race. So once again, Jackie's Warrior showing that if you get up on him, you can wear him down. Let's look at the 4 races that he's won this year too, right? Not exactly a chump. Vanderbilt, 6-horse race, got the lead early on, 1+ lengths, coasted the entire time. True North, 6-horse race, 2 lengths at the halfway point, and then coasted. Was never really challenged. Churchill Downs Stakes, same thing, 7 horses. We're talking small fields here. Quarterway point, was up by a length, and then just kept extending it every step of the way. Count Fleet Sprint, 6-horse race, no one up there to challenge him. 1.5 at the halfway point, built it up to 4 lengths, but finished only 3.25 lengths ahead in that race. So obviously even started to wear down a little bit himself and was somewhat challenged towards the end. But those are the 4 wins that Jackie's Warrior has this year. So let's look at the Breeders' Cup. I put 4 horses I expect to potentially challenge. I only listed 3. I think that's all you need. Super Ocho, Aloha West, Flash of Mischief. All look like pretty strong pace horses. You could probably even pull a 4th one out of there if you wanted to, because it is a pretty deep field this year. Not as deep as if Jack Christopher was going to be in it. I think that's why Jackie's Warrior's got a 4 over 5. But still, I think there's a reason to believe that he can be upset here. If one of them sticks with Jackie's Warrior, like we saw in those other 2 races, wears Jackie's Warrior down early, pushes him mentally to be, charging for that front, keeping the front. You can see horses like Kamari, Manny Wah, American Theorem, Elite Power, and CZ Rocket. They've all got closing power for a sprint race. I really like Elite Power here and American Theorem. I think they've got a chance to really upset Jackie's Warrior. Case closed. Disagree with me? Tell me about it in the comments. And thank you for watching.